Welcome to TrackTicks Profile Plus Indicator. We're on NQ chart at the moment on the 5-minute time frame. We have a bid-ask profile cluster loaded up here. The way this is being calculated is we have a dynamic border which can be dragged over any historical data or price action and also into the future, so it continues to update tick by tick live our profile. So whatever's inside our dynamic range will keep updating live and show it will form the data from the previous price action as well and put it into our profile. So we can kind of see here, we can see these areas where there's a bit more volume happening. We've got the bid on the left and the ask on the right, so sellers and buyers. And if we zoom in, we get the exact number of sellers and buyers on both sides, calculated tick for tick, and that follows through with all of our profile options. If you're interested in that level of depth with the data, that's available in all the profiles that we have to show. So I'll jump in. We'll have a look at our other profile options. We have the bid only, which is just going to show us the bid side by itself. We'll let that one load up. Sometimes it takes a little while to calculate just because it's pulling all the historical data that's inside of our dynamic range. We can go and ask only. So these ones are handy if you're just interested in where sellers were at that particular level, or buyers. So the ask only is the buyers without having the confusion of either side, right next to it. We've got then just a standard volume profile here, which I think we can change the width of all our profiles as well. So I think we'll change that to 650 to give us a bit more. Now, when we get into our profile, our standard profiles, standard volume profiles, I'll move this over a little bit. I want to go into this tick aggregation feature that I have. So this tick aggregation feature will aggregate tick levels to make the key areas visually more noticeable. So let's go, for example, let's change that to 15. So this is going to take every one tick and aggregate that into, it's going to take every 15 ticks and aggregate that into one bar on this volume profile. We also have this bar outline option, which is nice, which will have a bar outline on all those aggregated levels. Let's click apply on that, see what I'm talking about. Again, it takes a little bit to calculate sometimes. There we go. We got a nice clear look at these areas within our range, where the volume was, peaking. Let's go back into our settings. So we also have the volume heat map, which is one of my personal favorites. It's the same as a volume profile, but it has a heat map. It has a heat map coloring on it, just to kind of represent where that volume was. It's got that red to show you that there was greater volume in these areas. I like to use this one on the 5-minute time frame, looking for key areas that I draw out, kind of like I have done on the chart already. And this can be used on higher time frames as well, but I like it on the 5-minute. But you can use it on whichever time frame you like. And I find the bid ask to be more useful on the lower time frames, like the 1 and 5-minute. But it's completely up to you. It can be used whichever way you want. And then we've got a standard delta volume profile. So this is the calculation for this one. It's just a volume profile, but it has a coloring for buyers and sellers, representing the areas where they came in stronger. So you've got this cluster here that's red, just showing that the sellers won this area by majority. Down here, the buyers won this area by majority. And that's another handy one to use if you want. And also, you'll notice on all of the profiles that we have, that point of control setting was on. You get that standard point of control visualization there, and it shoots through the end of the chart as well. We'll click back onto the settings here, and maybe we'll go back to bid ask and we'll just go back to a standard one tick aggregation profile. Click apply. The other thing I want to show is this position section. We'll have to take that, see how that cluster, that profile went black. That's because we left our bar outline on. And because we went back to one tick aggregation, that bar outline is just going to cover our one tick profile lines. Move that back to normal. So in regards to this position setting here, we've got this setting that we can click show screen pin panel. We'll click apply on that. I'll show you what it does. Let that calculate. So what that does is your profile range that we've drawn on, our profile is going to move dynamically no matter where we slide to on the chart, but it's still going to only calculate what's inside this area here. It's just it's for example, if you pull your range border all the way out to here and the current price action is over here, you still have the relevant profile right next to you. You don't have to keep scrolling back or, making the chart narrower. It will go with you on the chart. And you can move that onto the right side as well, which is handy when you're doing the bid ask stuff. And this is just for ease of use. It's nothing revolutionary, but it's handy to have and to know about. See that on the right side there? So you can kind of get a clear idea of the areas, and it's closer up. It's right next to where the current price action is, so I don't know, you get a bit more of an accurate representation of where an area of interest might be. We'll go back into the settings here. Just want to look at this one, the level thickness. So this isn't aggregating the level, it's just making it thicker, and you might use that just to make these areas clearer to the eye. Sometimes there's a lot of volume and there's a lot of spikes going everywhere. And if you're just on a level 1 thickness on a level 1 tick aggregation, it can be a little bit tricky to see what's going on. Not all the time, it just depends. But you can see how it just made those areas a little bit more clear. Now I'll get that level thickness back to 1, and we'll just have a look at some of the customization stuff, because the indicator's been built with customization in mind, so that you can have everything working and looking the exact way you want it to. I might put this back on the left side and take it off the pin setting. And I might even go, let's make that profile width for our bid ask 200. That's just calculating again. Once that loads up, I'll scroll back over to where it's sitting. Beautiful. All right, let's have a look at the customization stuff. So obviously you can customize all your colors. That's self-explanatory. I don't really need to go through that. So whatever color scheme you want, you can do. You can change the opacity as well. So let's just do it. For example, let's just go to 60. Click apply. Let it load up. And it's just kind of made it a bit more see-through. I mean, I like to have it on 100 personally, so I'll put it back there. You can customize all the way to the center line for the bid ask. You can take the center line off. You can change the color of it. You can change the width. I actually like to have it on a 2 or a 3, just because it makes that divide between the bid and ask a bit clearer. The border, that's another one. Like, it might get a bit annoying having this thick black border all the way around your range. So you can take the width down to 1, and you can change the color to something, less eye-catching, so it kind of blends into your chart a bit more. And you can change that border style as well, maybe to a dash dot or a dash line instead of having that solid line. Completely up to you. And that bar outline feature I showed you before, only really relevant when you're doing the tick aggregation stuff on higher time frames. It gives you a nice clean look at what the chart can look like, or what your profile can look like. The level numbers, so you could turn the level numbers on and off. You're only going to see them if you zoom into your profile anyway, so you might as well just leave them on. They are by default. You can change the text color and the text size, so if you need that text to be a little bit bigger, just keep in mind if it's too big, it will overlap the level when you zoom in, and it's not going to be as precise as it is right now on that 10 setting. Standard point of control, I showed you how that one works. If you set your profile to a different side, you can extend it to the left as well as the right, or you can just turn it off if you don't want it at all. That value area, standard value area, which is set at 70. So you can see within our range, our profile here is a lot darker in the center, which that's showing our 70% value area. And the areas on the outsides, which are less volume, they are less clear, they're less visible because that wasn't where most of the volume was traded. Let's have a look. What else is there? Well, let's just for example, we'll do what kind of customization you can get up to. Let's go bid purple, ask, we'll go a light blue. Maybe we'll go 300 for the profile width. Let's do 15 tick aggregation and maybe put a bar outline on it as well. Let's see how that looks. You can kind of see that it's completely customizable. This goes, this is the same for any of the profile options that I showed you. So you can see, you can have it looking however you want, whatever makes it easier for you to pick those areas. And yeah, basically completely customizable, really handy. And that's pretty much it, guys. So if there's anything that I've missed or you think I didn't explain properly or you want to know the answers to, just leave it down in the comment section below. I'll also leave a link in the description to the TrackTicks website, and you can go check out all our order flow indicators there, especially if you're interested in this one. Go check out that website link. And we will be uploading some more order flow indicator videos in the coming weeks.